Shalom Akim. Just coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Ruwal, and peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. So this video is going to be about current events today, the issues that are going on in the South China Sea. I'm going to play this video first, and then I'm going to get into this article on RT. Well, it's under World News. I believe this nuclear incident that you see on the screen in this article, it's in relation to, let me just bookmark this. It's in relation to what's going on in this video here today, on how China is urging really the U.S. to stop coming into their territory within the South China Sea, because they are not authorized to come in, and they're causing a lot of problems with the Chinese government, right? So what you see here relates to this, and this is why China set off a small nuclear weapon in their territory, right? And this just goes to show you the time, what times we're living in. We're living in the end of Esau's world and the beginning of our world, which starts when Yahushai comes back, man, right? A so-called black man coming out from the sky, which people think we're crazy when we say that, but you're starting to see the prophecies come alive even more and more. It's becoming more real. So this is what's going on right now, and it just shows you that these nations, they have nuclear capabilities, and they're not afraid to use it. So let me just play this clip, and then I'm going to read a little bit of the article, then I'm going to hit some scriptures.
China has issued a strong protest to Washington after U.S. Navy ships sailed near two island chains in the South China Sea. A foreign ministry spokesman said the U.S. action violates China's national sovereignty and security and damages peace and stability in the region. In the past 2 days, a combat ship and a missile destroyer entered waters next to Nansha Islands and Shisha Islands without authorization. China insists that the islands are its territory. China's armed forces monitored the ships and warned them to stay away. Its military also urging the United States to stop provocative actions that Washington calls freedom of navigation operations.
Yep, so that's why they set that bomb off. It's just to show their muscle, really. So this is the article from RT News, which correlates to the news clip that I just showed you. So it says nuclear incident in South China Sea that no one actually noticed hits the headlines. Fake News 101, right? And this was published November 23rd, 2019. It says, brewing a solid piece of fake news is tricky. It has to be hot enough to take off and believable enough to not get debunked at once. The scare around a radiation incident in the South China Sea appears to be almost perfect. The story of the incident in the South China Sea was broken by Hal Turner radio show on Wednesday, promptly spreading on social media and eventually getting into more respectable news outlets and even invoking official reaction. The news piece, so what they're trying to deem this as fake news, right, of how a nuclear explosion went off in the South China Sea. And what either way, it's still prophetic, whether it happened or it didn't happen, because this is all rumors of wars. And what you see here in this news clip, it just shows you that it's that the bomb actually did go off, because you see China bringing out their military and threatening the U.S., man, right? And telling them, hey, man, if you keep coming into our territory, we're going to blow you sky high. And we know Moab. Moab's crafty, and he's a washbah. And Moab, he's very proud. So Moab will go to extreme measures to show how powerful he really is. We know Moab, man. Israel has dealt with Moab. When you go back into the book of Judges, when Ehud, which is really Ahawad, right, which was a judge of Israel, on how he slayed the Moabite king Ehud, and how Ehud was oppressing the nation of Israel, man, at that time. And he was very proud and he was very fat, right? So that's how these Moabites get down, man. All right, they're very crafty. All right, so I believe that it did happen. I believe that there was a nuclear explosion in that region. Because there's more. We're fitting the pieces together. That's all you can do, because the scriptures, it tells us to watch and pray, right? And that's all we can do is really watch, pray, and be sober-minded in this thing, man. So when you see the evidence, it just shows that, yeah, it most likely did go off. But they're trying to play it off like it is. It isn't, because they don't want the general public or the general population, average citizens, whatever you want to call it, to get worried, man. Right? They don't want them to get worried. They want to keep this. They want to keep this to a minimum. They don't want this information getting out. All right. So it says the story of the incident in the South China Sea was broken by Haltern. I already read that. The news piece by the right-wing outlet that has been repeatedly accused of spreading fake news and conspiracy theories was sensational indeed. It claimed there was a significant undersea explosion in the contested waters of the South China Sea that was followed by increased background radiation across the coast. The article was illustrated with a map of where the undersea explosion occurred, as well as another one purportedly showing growing radiation levels. The news piece was also littered with a bunch of allegations that Beijing was sending a message to the U.S. by detonating a small nuclear device in the troubled waters and so on. Right? And that's why, and you see the article, this is why, you saw the news clip that I showed you. This is what they're talking about. So they're saying that this news piece, okay, or this fake news that was spread by Hal Turner radio show, they're pushing out propaganda, right? Or they're pushing out lies by saying that, Beijing was upset at the United States for coming into their territory. That's why they detonated the nuclear device. And now mainstream media is saying that this is fake, and that what the information that they put out there was very sensational and not true. Right? But that this is rumors of wars right here, man. Rumors of wars. This is prophecy. As a matter of fact, let me just get that Matthew 24. This is what's going on. But you have our people, and you have the so-called, and well, not so-called, the Israelite foreigners that look like these other nations. What are you guys doing? You're partying, you're committing adultery, you're cheating on your husband, right? Or you're sleeping with another man's wife, woman. You're doing all these things, but there's a lot of things that are happening around the world, man. You people need to get serious, right? But we know that a majority of you people, you ain't gonna get it, and a majority of you people, you're gonna have to die on this side, man. Right? So this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And this could be a rumor. This can be an actual rumor. This may not even be true. But you know what? I believe it's real, right? Because of how Moab is and how the United States is. Everybody's tired of the United States. Everybody's tired of America. Everybody's tired of Babylon. People are, the Lord has these nations ready for war. And anytime it can pop off, all that really needs to be mandated is this chip, right? This chip. And we're set to go. The chariot's coming and nuclear missiles popping off. Anyway, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. And you know what? I'm not troubled. This just looking at this just solidifies my faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai and what he has set up to happen through the scriptures. And I'm happy to be a part of this truth. And that's another thing. It's a privilege to be a part of this truth, whatever position you're given, man. Because the Lord doesn't need you. He doesn't need us. He can do this all on his own. He conquered death. He conquered sin. He did it all by himself. Well, really, he had the Father backing him. We know that. But it was in his hands. The Lord made him do it by himself. So he don't really need anybody, man. He's mighty. He's super strong. So it says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All these things must come to pass. So everything must come. All the sorrows, all the pain, all the suffering, all the death, all the misery, all the suspense, right? All the terror. This has to come. And this is what you call birth pains. The birth pains of Yahushua coming back. But the end is not yet. Yeah, this is not the end. This is the only beginning. This is the beginning to what? Our kingdom. This is really just the beginning, man. This is the beginning to us coming into rulership. These are beautiful times we're living in. This is not the end. We have a lot to look forward to, man. Right? So that's a precept that I got from here. So I'll go back, read a little bit more, and then hit some precepts, man. It says, okay, and this is the screenshot that was shown here on the Hal Turner radio show or web page, right? And I believe this was real, man. So it says, looks scary, right? Upon closer examination, however, the story did not look solid at all. It cited unnamed military sources and readings from some oceanographic instruments, Salakia, claiming that a 10 to 20 kiloton nuclear device went off at a depth of some 50 meters. Basically, it presumably occurred on the surface and is nearly impossible that no one actually heard the blast or saw the flash in the region, which enjoys busy maritime traffic. While anonymous military and intelligence sources have been quite a thing lately, no seismic events inevitable in the case of a real nuclear explosion were registered in the region. Moreover, the location of the blast appears to be pointing right at the default Google Maps tick, pointing to the South China Sea. The radiation readings, for their part, were taken from the URAD Monitor website, while it boasts a likely sounding name of the Global Environmental Monitoring Network. In reality, the website is an open source project for amateur radiation measurement enthusiasts. And this is just them trying to prove or trying to push that narrative of how this is fake news, right? Now they're demonizing the people who were looking up the incident that occurred in the South China Sea. They're saying that they don't have any reliable sources. They weren't using the right equipment, whatever. We know how this devil gets down. He likes to demonize people, especially if they're of a lower rank, right? He likes to do that, especially when people of a lower rank are exposing him, man. So what he'll do, he'll fabricate evidence. He'll say that they're bad. He'll say that they're sensational. He'll say that they're a joke. But that's not true, because everybody has access to the internet. Everybody has access to technology. Everybody can get information, right? So this devil, he's being exposed, man. And he doesn't like it. So he'll do anything in his power to make himself look good, man. So let me get some more precepts, man. Let's get Joel, the 3rd chapter. Even though this is going into how the Lord, he's going to summon all these nations in the valley of decision, Yahweh Shaphat, right? But this precept, it just shows you that the Lord, he has put the spirit on these nations to get the bomb, which is the ICBM missiles. So this is Joel chapter 3, verse 8, or verse 9, sorry. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. And this Gentiles is talking about the real Gentiles, the other nations, the heathens, the Goyim, right? Not the Gentile Israelite foreigners, right? It says, prepare war. That's right, prepare war. And real soon, there's going to be a draft. And you got a lot of useless eaters out here. And you people that are useless, you're going to be drafted to war, man. You see you women, man, that are sleeping around and gallivanting and being very careless, you're going to be drafted in the war too, all right? They don't care if you wear panties. And we know what's going to happen. You're going to shit your panties, you're going to get raped, and you're going to die. But anyway, they don't care about that because your ass is going to be drafted into war. You got a lot of useless men out here that are just living with their mama, right? Not working, not doing nothing, eating Cheerios all day, playing Xbox and playing PlayStation. You're going to be drafted too, all right? You're going to be drafted, man. There's going to be a war out here. And that's what the Lord is preparing. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. That goes into your special forces, right? Your Marines, your Green Beret, your SAS, CIA, right? What else is out there? Spetsnaz. You got the Pakistani special forces, some dangerous guys, right? We got the Navy SEALs, U.S. Army. That's what it's talking about. Mighty men, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. And this is talking about how these weaker nations, they were once before, they were once, they weren't known once before for being strong in their military. They were just known for being, producing, for working on their agricultural growth. Right? That's why it says, beat your plowshares into beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, because they took all their money, right, and invested it into their military, like North Korea, Pakistan. What else? There's other nations out there, other weak nations that have ICBMs. Well, China, they're not weak, but even before, because America had the bomb before them, even they put a lot of stock into their military. Okay? Cuba has missiles. They still have missiles. Cuba, all these other nations, man. Brazil, they have missiles, which Brazil is pretty strong, right? Let the weak say I'm strong. That's right, and they are saying they're strong. China's saying they're strong. That's why that 10 to 20 kiloton bomb, it exploded. And now they're finding traces of radiation in the China Sea. Right? That's them saying, I'm strong now. You better not fuck with me. Or I'm going to blow your ass up. Right? So that's that precept. Let me get Isaiah 54, man. Talking about the smith. Lord gave them the ability to build that. To build the weapon. Gave them the scientists. The rocket scientists. Right? So this is Isaiah 54 and 8. It says, 16, sorry. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. And what is a smith? Because it's really talking about a blacksmith. Blacksmith is someone who creates all the weapons of war. And a blacksmith, they're very valuable to have. You need a blacksmith. You need someone that has the skill to create weapons of war, man, to make sure the blade is sharpened, right? And it is a science. It is a science to make weapons. Not everybody has that skill, right? There's the special steel that you have to use to make it. You need other steels, and you need the perfect type of heat to make sure the blade is tempered the right way and smashed in the right way, right? And that represents the modern day scientist, man, that was gathered after World War II. The so-called scientists that helped America get to the moon. And I say that, and I say that with quotation. I'm saying that very sarcastically, right? So you need those scientists, and now all these other nations, they have scientists. Russia has them. China has them. All right, so that's what it's talking about. That bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And whose work is he doing it for? Whose work are they doing it for? The work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is his work. He orchestrated all of this. The king of war, the man of war. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. Okay, the most brilliant strategic strategist that is out there. Okay, he's a war strategist. And he's putting all the pieces in place for you nations to take yourselves out. And then he's going to come back and kick your ass. And that's right. That's prophecy. And a lot of you people, you can't see it because you're veiled, man. And that's really the Lord making your heart fat and your ears dull. So it says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. And that waster is those ICBMs, man. ICBMs are going to waste this place, like in GTA. When you die, wasted. And then it turns black and gray. And you know, that actually did happen. When you look at the explosions and how it went off, there was a big light in the sky, and it kind of made the sky gray. You know, that's a waster right there, man. You know, since you people, you like gray areas, right? You don't like anything black and white. Well, that's how your death is going to be. It's going to be in a gray area, man. Full of death, man. Because you people are wishy-washy, and you deserve what you're going to get. You deserve to be wasted. All of you. And you Israelites, you Israelites, man, that don't want to get right. And you scoffers and scorners that are talking shit. You confusion of face. And I don't care if you're a confusion of face, man. If you don't get right, you're going to be put to death, man. You're going to eat a missile. All right, so anyway, with that, I hope this was edifying. Until next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations unto the chosen elect, Kwame Asha Allah, Abad Babal. Shalom.